Fellow Ambazonians, this is Dr. Choa Yaba. This message is for enablers, collaborators, infiltrators, and to the international community. The other day, I listened to the British representative called on Yaoundé to speak with moderates to find a solution that keeps Ambazonia as a colony of Cameroun. What I'd like to remind her, those who stood for the United Kingdom to pull out of the European Union were termed as extremists, trying to disrupt European harmony, the free trade zone. Those termed yesterday as extremists are those in power today in the United Kingdom, developing policies that will protect the sovereignty of the United Kingdom and develop free trade opportunities for the United Kingdom beyond the shores of Europe. Those who were locked up in isolation in South Africa and termed terrorists are the same masters presiding over the destiny of the South African people today. The international community must be very careful. I mean very careful. Your words, your rhetorics, your denialism, your revisionism is pushing enablers and infiltrators to their death by constantly propagating falsehood to save Cameroon and mask your historic tragedy in terms of the decolonization of Ambazonia is giving a few Ambazonians false hope that Cameroon can be saved. Cameroon will not be saved under this generation. There will be no compromise from us, the Ambazonian people, as far as our independence is concerned. Let this message sink and sink deep into the international system. For 60 years, we were denied the right to life, to hope, the right of dignity. All your so-called human rights instruments were laid bare as people were systematically tortured. Students were butchered, detained incommunicado, villages wiped out. You stood quiet. You didn't describe the killers and people burning villages as extremists. You played politics for the purpose of the international system at the detriment of the Ambazonian people. We have never and will never be extremists. But as far as Ambazonians' independence is concerned, call us whatever name you want to call us. After all, Jesus was termed an extremist for love when he said, love those who hate you. Your words, your false hope is pushing a minority of Ambazonians to their death, believing that collaborating with the genocidal regime will save Cameroon. Your false hope is providing ammunition to the butchers of our people that a little longer will save Cameroon. It's not gonna save Cameroon. Cameroon will splinter into pieces because of the Ambazonian quest to be free. Let me remind all of you, if you quantify our strive for freedom as simply a claim for independence, you're making a fundamental mistake. The struggle in Europe, against Adolf Hitler was that for the protection of the values and embodiment of the European system. It went beyond the protection of the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Europeans. It was a fight for the protection of their right to choose their leaders, constitute their institutions, to assemble freely, speak freely, to be able to be different without being killed. That was the struggle in Europe. That's the struggle of the Amazonian people. The right to life, to dignity in the land of their birth. And if the state that you mortgage us to failed woefully for 60 years to give us even the right to vote, the right to exist, to safety, dignity, and you sat quiet, mute as our people were tortured, you have no right to dictate to us today the kind of political structures we want to institute over our nation. To you, the infiltrators and the traitors, a lesson in history will make you sit up. All through history, whether it was the American struggle for independence, all through history, the Western powers have given one sentence to traitors. People who betray, death sentence. Across all struggles, it's a customary practice. It is a customary practice. You have a right to your opinion out of our borders. You can criticize, but taking any stand that perpetuates the illegal status quo, that gives candle of hope to the genocidaires, we will come after you. Our people have gone through tragedy for a very long time. Political manipulation, false promises and hope that they can, as a people, survive as a colony under Cameroon. It has come to an end with the last proclamation on the 30th of September 2017. The tenure of Cameroon over the territory of Amazonia came to an end. This generation has risen to defend that space, for it is only within it that the right to life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, security, and dignity can be preserved. Fellow Amazonians, keep fighting. Keep fighting. They can take all of us out. They will not take out Amazonia. Maintain your right to defend yourself in the land of your birth. You make no claim to an inch of the territory of the occupier. They should get the hell out of our country.